What's going on? Mic check. Let me get a mic check. Make sure that the mic is actually working. Give me a moment. Got some bad weather out today, so bear with me. Yeah, it's like 8 degrees outside right now. It's ridiculous. Ridiculously cold. Like my truck is always in warm up mode for the last I don't know 2 days. It's been crazy. We're just here talking some foxbody shit with some foxbody friends tonight. Staying busy, got a lot of things to do. Just like the title said, don't mind the mess. We over here breaking shit. That's for sure. Got some things coming up this week, but figured I'd come in and go live for about an hour. Say hello to the my foxbody fam out there. Answer some shop tech questions if you have any. Some stuff that we got coming up on the channel very soon. What's up, MF Customs? Ford guy Mike. What's up, Timmy Whip? We do end up we like I said, we got some pretty bad weather going on right now, so if it breaks in and out a little bit, I mean, it is only, like I said, like 8 degrees out right now, so internet's not very good, but we've been pretty lucky recently about that. Let me get a big shout out to my sponsors: Tremec, Viking, Team Z, McLeod, Stiflers, Anderson Ford Motorsports, Handler Motorsports. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate my guys in green. My channel members. Excuse me, I gotta sneeze. Excuse me. All right. Anyways, we are just talking some shop tech tonight. You guys got some questions for me? Hit me up. I'll give you guys a. It's been nothing but painful the last week because I've been trying my ass off to get the rest. Finish this black car out. As you see behind me, we got a bunch of stuff taken apart. I'm trying to get back on the white car here so we can, we can get that Holly Gen 2 system in. What's up, pimp? Troy, what's going on? How we doing? So tonight we do, like I had said last week on the last live stream, we are, instead of doing the, I want to apologize once again for not actually doing like an official, like Fox Days of Christmas, like we did the last couple years. But we are giving away some stuff. We do have 4 or 5 items to give away throughout the next month or so, including banners and shop swag stuff that we've been doing anyways. So we're going to try to continue that cycle. I do got something for y'all tonight. Just, a little appreciation thing. Big shout out to Mustang guy 6501 last week. He won himself a brand new set of torque box reinforcements. I like to give away things on the channel that are going to be meaningful to, for the restoration of your Foxbody Mustang, when we do give away some stuff. So, big shout out to Hanlon and Anderson Ford Motorsports this year for coming in pretty big on some pretty nice items that they have for us. So, what's up, Michael Harris? Chris Hot Rod, how we doing? Handler Motorsports in the house, #1 sponsor. What's up, Chris Jones? We had a high of -8 here in Northern Illinois. Yeah, I get it, man. And let me tell you what, like with what we're doing right here on the black car, trying to get the dyno and trying to get it tuned out, trying to finish up the 387 content for a while, for till spring. It's doing us no favors being this cold outside. Like, the dyno numbers will be better and blah, blah, blah. Not really. I mean, we had an air density last week when we dynoed one of the days. It was like 2,500 ADA, and that's not a lot, but in the middle of the winter it is. And there was a storm coming in, or we were in the middle of a storm. And then the day before it was negative 1,500 DA. And the day before that it was negative 3,000 DA. But the one day that I actually dyno, it's 5,000 DA different than it was the day, the previous 2 days or the days after. So it made any damn sense, but whatever. It is what it is. Weather correction's supposed to fix that anyway. Neo, any experience on running the Box R on an 8.2 deck motor? Yeah, we run the Box R on the 363 behind us on the white car. Damn, I thought I had bad here in New York. It's 22 in New York. You're a lot warmer than we are, bro. What's up, Fat Boy Fox? Good to see you, brother. So Oh, not really. I'm usually have like a themed, something to talk about every Sunday, and it's just been, so busy this past week. Like I said, going back and forth to the dyno and tuning with the black car. We did end up collaborating with Anderson Ford Motorsports again last week. I'm gonna show you what they actually, one of the items that we're going to be putting on the black car this week. If you see behind me, you see the headers are sitting on the table for a reason. We had a couple issues we had to deal with. It wasn't catastrophic, but it is what it is. We were going to talk this week. Me and Handler Motorsports was going to talk this week about like a 351 Windsor versus a Coyote swap. Pound for pound. Dollar for dollar. You see what I'm saying? And that's something that we're going to be talking about soon, because as much information that I can give to you guys here in the channel to help you out with your Fox body builds, or just to help you out with the tech, talk some shit, have some fun, car guy stuff, it is what it is. That's what, it makes it meaningful to do. You know what I mean? I'm always trying to keep you motivated. I'm always wrenching on my stuff like every week. It's just a constant battle of attrition. There's like, just trying to, stay ahead of the game and have good content for everybody. But I mean, it is what it is. We're supposed to be going to Florida. See, that's why I got to get back on the white car, because, end of February, we'll be heading to Florida. So I hope it's pretty nice in Florida at the end of February, at least in the 60s. So, but I just wanted to pop in for a little while. We could talk a little Fox body shit. Like I said, we're going to give away some stuff for the next couple weeks. Kind of like just giving it back. I wanted to also mention, let me see if I can actually find it. Hang on one second. Let me see if I can actually find it. It's on my actual site. So I think it was this past week. I want to say that was this past week. One of our members of the channel that usually is actually here like almost every Sunday had a serious issue with the weather. So I guess the weather hasn't been very good to people down in the South or whatever. But Bama 5-0, there's a GoFundMe. I don't expect you guys to actually, if you want to type that, I don't know if that link, I don't expect you guys to copy and paste that, but I don't know if that's actually coming up as a link. Is it? Perfect. Okay. If you can do something for him, that's Bama 5.0 here on the channel, in the Fox body community. Brutal actually did a live stream about it about a week ago. So big shout out to him for doing that. But Bama 5.0 had had a serious issue. He pretty much lost everything, and he was a pretty advocate. He was an advocate for Fox. He was on the channel quite a bit. You know what I mean? He was very active in the community with live streams and supporting the other channels. So I believe his name was Matt. So sorry for your losses, Matt. I hope things get better for you. There's a GoFundMe there if you guys want to kind of help out a little bit. Definitely not. Definitely don't want to see people. I mean, these cars behind us, man. The stuff that we work on in the garage, we spend thousands of dollars and in hundreds of hours to build them and to build them into something that we want. They're kind of like our kids. You know what I mean? They're like part of the family. And on top of probably losing like his personal effects. I mean, I couldn't tell you how many personal effects I have. Just family stuff. Pictures and just trinkets and stuff with my children that I would like completely be lost without having them around. You know what I mean? Those items, and to lose those to a storm, which is nobody's real fault. And then on top of it all, just take a car and flip it upside down and just throws your whole life out of whack, man. It kind of gives you a sense of, like, wow, it's at any moment something like that could happen. And I really hope that he, things work out for him and things get a little bit better. And yeah. So I think his name was Matt. So we appreciate you, Matt. Hope things get a little bit better, man. Hope what what the community, what the GoFundMe link did helped you out. Help you get, at least get back on your feet, man. So what's up, Barbecue 5.0? What's up, Jimmer Willie? So anyways, well, I did want to, I was gonna pop in earlier in the week last week and talk about that, but I figured I would just save it for Sunday and go ahead and share the link here on the channel. But yeah, so what else? What else is good? Blood, sweat, and tears go into this hobby, and I couldn't imagine losing the roof over my head. That's correct. Kind of gives you a different perspective. It's just like, at any moment something can go awry. And just be like, what are you gonna, I couldn't imagine. Could not imagine. But yeah. What do you guys want to talk about? You guys see the video that we did this past week? With the I don't know if you guys remember my buddy. Did you guys see this video from last week? A stock bottom, man. What is this? An Explorer block? My buddy Randy. You guys watching? So this car right here, I wanted to go over this real quick. For the longest time, we've had stock bottom end 302, it's in the 351 stuff. But for the longest time, we've beat the shit out of these little 302s. And my friend Randy here, a big shout to him. And the car is really super clean. If you didn't already see the pictures, and I'll fast forward it too. The car is super clean, and I'm bringing it here to the channel. That's the one I made the thumbnail on. I'm bringing it here to the channel because, we overthink our builds quite a bit. I do that to myself. If we're searching for, a specific horsepower number in the black car, and the stock bottom end stuff is still, alive and well. And if this doesn't give you any sort of hope, for, what you might have, what you might be building on. I know Randy bought the GT40 motor. Actually, I think that he switched the short block, but I want to say that it's still a junkyard motor. He just kind of went through it real quick to make sure it was good, put an F-cam in it. And then I think it's still stock A9L with moats. I had mentioned something to him about, what did he say? Did I miss the Terminator X? No. I did mention something to him about the adapter, Dan. This would be a really good car to put the Terminator X and the adapter in, much like my black car. But, nonetheless, if you didn't get a chance to watch this, we'll skim through. So he's got a stock bottom end. What is this, an Explorer block? Like I said, this is a junkyard motor. Refresh head gaskets. And he put an F-cam. He actually rode on that F-cam. We're coming towards the end of the day. We'll take your slicks off. I knew they would fit on his car, so let's go get it. I've known Randy. So basically, Randy had a long time, and he's had this beautiful black Turbo LX foxbody. So we decided to stick the old black car slicks on it because the track's pretty much kind of shit today. But it is what it is. So and he runs pretty good on a radial. We figured we'd get a little bit better for 60 foot, and we'd probably get it into the 10s. So he's got a stock bottom end. What is so? Like I said, block? This is a Explorer block. This is an Explorer block, guys. Just your basic distributor. This stuff isn't really that hard to accomplish here, folks. You don't have to do, necessarily, you don't have to do a heads cam intake, even though that will help you quite a bit. But, this is, being that this is a GT40 junkyard Explorer motor, he already had the intake, pretty much already had the heads. He just had to put the springs on them. And, all he did was put the F cam in there and put the basic on-3 kit on, which is the 70 millimeter. And he, full weight, full interior is actually really impressive. GT40P heads, Explorer intake. You put a cam in it, F cam, right? F cam, yeah. Now him and I both made about the same power. He made it on a little more boost, I think. I actually have a couple split 302 blocks over there sitting in my pile, and his motor just happened to stay together a lot better than mine did. But I got a little greedy with timing. But this is definitely, like, we had shot this video like legitimately 3 years ago. And if you guys know or not, we've been, hitting on the, Facebook business page quite a bit. Matter of fact, we do a lot of updating there and in our, channel member chat, which is the blog chat for members only. And it's the little join button below, but whatever. It's our members chat. I try to, bounce between everything to keep everybody informed on what we're doing on the channel. But anyways, we actually shot this video about 3 years ago or 2 years ago, and I wanted to bring it back up because it was kind of edited poorly. It kind of changed the edit a little bit, and it's significant to what we talk about here on the channel about, budget shit, junkyard stuff. Y'all see me laying under rusty Rangers. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, we're out there grabbing these parts. We're out there doing what we can do to, to make these cars a little bit better. I love talking about junkyard shit. Because, like, when I go to the junkyard, it's like people going fishing. To me, it's just a pastime. I can go to the junkyard with the knowledge that I have and the experiences that I've had from the past, and I can find some expensive stuff that I know is hard to get or hard to find or just not there. That's just not normally there. And I'll just point things out. And I like to do those videos, and I know you guys like to watch it. It's kind of funny because we did that junkyard video last week, and we'll get back into the video. Give me a second. we did a junkyard video that with the Coyote, or excuse me, we did the junkyard video last week with me laying under that rusty ass Ranger, and I went over to check on that Coyote truck. I'm telling you, that truck wasn't supposed to be there. Like, that $300 Coyote I bought, well, that truck is gone. So it was there like maybe like 2 weeks, and I think they were like, oh shit, we sold, we put it in the wrong lot. I don't think, it doesn't matter. It was already like put there, and they probably thought it was a 4.6 or something. And this is why, it's like going fishing, man. It's like I caught a big fish that day, and man, I'll tell you what, it was worth, I still got people talking shit on the internet. They're like, ain't no way you bought $300 for that. No, there ain't no way you got $300 for that. I was like, that's just the way, that's the basic price of these engines. But anyways. Well, like I said,
Randy's always running
stock bottom end GT40 up, upper, lower P heads with springs and head studs, which you want to run with boosts like that. Stock bottom end. Tuned by the mad scientist Dave Dalt, TI Dyno. You know what I'm saying?
F-cam, and he's always swore by it. Got a little 70 millimeter turbo, and this is a stick shift car as well. TKO 600.
TKO 600.
Full weight, full interior, because that's what we do around here. I mean, we've always grown up on.
Like, big shout to Randy too. He keeps his car super clean. He drives the shit out of it. As far as like in a good way, like it's just well maintained, and it's not uncommon because, I've known Randy, 10, 15, 20 years, and every car that he's owned, he's always had something that was really nice. So, I know something went into putting it together.
Hell, he's got the stock fan in it. Pretty confident that we're going to run a 10 today. He
but
was 11 teens on the radio and didn't hook it, so
right here,
you turning it up at all? Uh-oh. Let's get it.
Stuff we're talking about when we're talking
Stay tuned.
Budget power.
It's a beautiful LX, guys. It's just beautiful. Look at this.
That's your best thing? Figured I'd bring this video because it's relevant to like every.
Oh, you hear that chirp? Here we go.
Chirp, baby. When you hear that chirp, what's up, Super Dave? I see you sneak in here, brother.
Should be a good pass. didn't even leave right. Left lane, 165.60. Not very.
So I'm pretty sure that he's been the best of 1050 in this car at like 136 or something like that. So he's been scooting along with this car.
Very good for slick, but that's all right. That's a 6.99.
I see him
That
driving.
car was back half like you wouldn't believe.
Like I do my black car. So
what size turbos on that? 70 millimeter.
awesome.
Years now. Oh, it's easy. You know, done. I appreciate you watching the
Here,
video.
I'll show you some pictures real quick. There's the specs. 240 at 20 pounds, or 540 at 20 pounds. Pretty simple little build. Beautiful car. But anyways, I figured I'd show you guys that. What's up, Bama 50, man? We was just talking about you. I went ahead and, if you didn't mind, I went ahead and put the link to your GoFundMe in there. I hope things are getting better for you. So this is the this is the fella I was just talking about that kind of had a little, weather bug down there in the south. Is everything getting better, bro? What's up, KP? KP, good to see you. For those of you guys don't know that just getting into the chat, Bama 5.0 had a really bad situation happen to him last week. So Jeff S, I mentioned $300. I bought a whole 2014 truck with a 150 for 2,500. The deals are there, that's for sure. I mean, they're all over the place. That's all we'd be talking about. And that's all we're looking for, some junkyard gold, baby. See what else we got going on right now. I'm trying to, my chat keeps lagging, and it just like blocks out. What's the go-to drag radial these days? I don't know, pro brackets maybe. Anyone see the Root style supercharger that came out of the 8.2 deck small block Ford motors? They're working on a 9.5 deck units. You talking about like the Kenny Bells? So let me show you guys why these headers came off. So hang on. That video had me shopping the On3 site all weekend. You talking about Randy's video? The stock bottom end one? Hail to the yeah. Yeah, you're welcome, Matt. Yeah, that's what I actually made a video. If you guys do end up doing like stock bottom end or turbo stuff, I did make a video for like the advanced tips of like the On3 kits and such. Like it kind of helps out, kind of the things that I've been through over the years with that kit and using that kit. Some tips and tricks, some things you can do to make it better. So my budget build is going to be even more budget since we had to get the wife a new. Jeez. I can't decide on what a stroker. Great channel. I can't decide what to do, a stroker or a Gen 2 swap, 91 notch 50. Any advantage to each is okay. So there's a lot of advantages. He must be talking about 351 versus or 302 versus like a Coyote swap. To be honest with you, you'll probably get more if you're you can find more information, and it's a little bit more user friendly if you go to like a push rod 8.2 deck, 9.5 deck, 302, 351, like it's something, especially with something mechanical. Whereas Coyote's a little bit, kind of a newer motor. So finding that information might not be out there for you. Advantages and disadvantages, it's really green apple, red apple. It's just like whatever apple you prefer. Like, I know that my little budget 387, I can tell you this, is going to make the equivalent power of a Gen 1, Gen 2 swap in a fox body. And that's something, and to me, that was like the standard. Like we all have standards with our cars, right? And like this 387 build was like super budget for like, as far as like the short block was concerned. And I didn't expect a whole lot from it. And we do have the video kind of almost done. We were actually waiting till we went back to the dyno on one of the axle fixes to see what happened, but it didn't really change much, as apparently the bent axle still didn't really care. Still worked just fine. But anyways, there's not really, like, again, going, whether you go with Coyote swap or you go with a push rod 302, 351, there's really not advantages. It's just preference. Obviously, the Coyote has the ability, naturally aspirated and even boosted, to make a little more power. The block, I think Gen 1, Gen 2 kind of suffer from, I don't know, sleeves and rods kind of around 700. Kind of the same scenario with 351s. The 351s are in kind of the same boat. We boosted a stock bottom end 351, and I'm going to try to explain this the best I can. The Gen 2 is a little bit stronger than the Gen 1, but let's just call it for pound, budget for budget. 351 build, a mild 351 build, and a Gen 1 Coyote swap, you're going to have about the same money in it, because you need a top end kit for a 351 regardless. So there's half your money to begin with. But the rods on a 351 stock bottom end probably are right around about 700. That's when you really start kind of peaking them out. Those football rods are still strong, but just got a lot of rod angle in them at that point. Especially if you are a lot of rod stress or whatever. But I appreciate that, Apollo Pet Doors. Super sticker, $10 to the channel. I will make good use of that for the channel, man. Thank you guys. Thanks for donating, bro. Hang on. Let me catch up, guys. It's just, like I said, every once in a while the chat will just like blotch out and I'll have to scroll up. You ever see Project Hot Wheels again? Actually, we do. Somebody actually sent me a picture of it about 6 months ago. It's still running around, guys. That shit is still running around. Like, we just did I did a build much like Randy did his build with the video I just showed you, the stock bottom end GT40P whatever motor. He did really well with it. He's ran 20 pounds of boost on it. I mean, I don't think I've ever gotten that high with that, but yeah, he what we did with Project Hot Wheels was kind of crazy, because it was like a bone stock motor, and all we did was refresh the motor. Like, we kind of did what we did with GT40 stuff in my black car, but we did it. But anyways, I guess that car, man, we put that transmission together with like pieces and parts from transmissions that I've taken apart over the years. I just put good synchros in it. Shit worked just fine. That's crazy. But what do you say? What happened to the build a coupe videos? You're talking about the ones with us cutting the top off? That's actually sitting right outside the shop here. We had it staged here to do, but I mean, we're trying to finish the 387 up, and then we got to do the Gen 2 Terminator swap on the white car. That's not really something that we're going to be able to do right now. We're still going to do that. I'm going to chop the top. I'm doing it on a hatchback. I ain't doing it on a convertible. I'm going to chop the top right off a hatchback, and I'm going to make a legitimate coupe. I mean, it's going to be legitimate. It's going to be welded in the right spots. I don't know. That's always something I wanted to do. And there's a tree fell on the hatchback that we're going to convert to coupe, so it works out perfect. I mean, I'll show it in the videos. It'll be something cool you guys get to watch. What is the problem with putting a cam in an 86, 87? Because it's not mass air. Because it doesn't have the ability to adjust. It doesn't have the tables to adjust. Pushrod does sound good over Coyote, in my opinion, but I got a lot of people saying, nah, right now. I can already hear y'all. Yeah, Coyotes do sound pretty good, though. I ain't gonna lie. The foxbody family is one hell of a great group. That's right. That's right, man. We, helped you out in a time of need when you needed it the most, brother. That's what I'm talking about. It's coming together, collaborating, brother. That's what it's all about. Get with me, Bama. What do you say? I have some stuff to send you. Okay. So, Coyote versus, now that I got Hanlon, kind of in chat here, like I said, we were going to do I am going to bring out the dyno videos. Actually, there's going to be 2 of them this week. That's the goal. The one that we're shooting, the one that's going to be in the middle of the week, and the difference is behind me. So I went over here and grabbed it. Y'all know I just bought these things, but you see how small the damn ports are. So when I measured, this is why that car's apart behind me. When I measured, you can see how much carbon is like outside of the ring. It's a wonder I didn't blow the header gaskets. But this thing's pinched too. You see what I mean? I didn't do that. That's the way they were made. These are a great header for a 351 Windsor swap for a fox body. They fit perfectly. But my build, no. Like my 387 is basically a 393 stock bore, right? It wasn't enough. And I started doing some measuring on the bores, and I started doing a measuring on the gaskets that I used. And it's kind of funny because, and I'm going to mention this in my other videos, it's kind of funny how, you spend 10, 15, 20 years. I spent 10 or 15 years like perfecting like my budget turbo builds and 351s and 302s and all that other shit. And it's kind of funny how you go back into a naturally aspirated build and you have to like learn the shit that you learned like 20 years all over again. We went over to the dyno, and like forced induction is like forced induction. It's like, if you have a restriction, if you have, if you're 10 pounds of boost through your system, and then you go through a section of your system that's 11 pounds of boost, and then it's back to 10 pounds of boost, it's forgiving. It's like whatever. Okay. But hold on a second. But naturally aspirated, once you lose that turbulence or once you lose that airflow, then it's gone. It's not something that can really recover. So what I've learned from this past dyno session, the very first one up until now, is that naturally aspirated needs to be fed and naturally aspirated needs to flow. And this is something that I probably should have knew better when I put the motor together. I did everything wonderful as far as building the intake to pan. I did everything with kind of in like a budget kind of, it was free 99 because I had it already on the shelf, whatever. But I didn't pay attention to a couple very, very, very important details. And it took talking to Donnie B and talking to the mad scientists over at the damn dyno. They said, man, we got to change some shit up. So that's what this whole week's video is about. We're going to have 3 videos this week. The first dyno, the back at the shop making adjustments. And then we're going to have some pretty fire differences between like the parts that we took off and the parts we put on. We're going to be doing difference videos because I don't know if you've ever had like raw data videos where it like showed you like this is what it made, and then on a similar day, this is what this made when we made the adjustments. So to give you an idea, the short throw headers that we had, it's a great idea for like maybe a stock bottom end build, 351 or something that maybe has stock heads still, or even GT40 heads would work really well with these headers on a 351. But that's not what we got going on over there. Those heads have been mildly ported. They've been messed with 170 trick flow heads. They need to flow. They flow, they flow at 300 CFM. I didn't have adequate inlet pipe. I didn't have adequate exhaust pipe. We made some power, but like I said, you guys will see that on the dyno, and then you'll see us back here, fixing that shit. So Semper, man, I appreciate the $10 super chat, super sticker, man. Thanks for donating to the channel, brother. Jimmer, I spend mine at 80. What do you say? So NA cars have a very different efficient. Yep. There's no boost to turn it up. So just like we were talking about. So let me just show you. And we're going to be talking about this in the video anyways. And I figured I would just show you guys and whatever. Instead of you guys having to wait, you're here on live stream. It is what it is. Now I've already got the headers installed. So one thing you learned, like this is my damn intake pipe for my intercooler, okay? Right? Now, when you're boosted, it doesn't really matter how big your intake pipe is because it's forced induction. You're not really supposed to have more than a 3-inch anyways, if I remember correctly. I mean, you could have bigger ones, whatever, but as far as, our setups, 3 inches is fine. So we run with a BA 5000 math slot meter because we don't have the Terminator X stuff in it just yet. But this pipe rolls about 790 CFM, 750 to 800 roughly. I have an 80 millimeter throttle body and an 80 millimeter like throttle body spacer plate. And I have a 90 millimeter box R opening. That's not really the most efficient intake to be putting on that car to begin with, but if we already had it and we're moving over to something, a carb style EFI setup on our 408 anyways. So I saved myself $1,000 or whatever, just going with the intake that I already had. Now, that motor needs way more than 750 CFM. It needs, the intake's good for it. And if you're not, it's kind of like feeding it through a straw, sort of. Kind of choking it up a little bit, especially when you start getting into the higher RPMs. And let me explain on a tuning aspect where I found this all out. And then, again, we're going to talk about it in the videos this week. So the shit's pretty interesting if you really kind of, sit down and think about it. And I'm only bringing it here to you on the channel because it's knowledge is power when it comes to some of this stuff. So on top of my engine pretty much sucking air through a straw on a 3-inch pipe, which you think would be okay, but it's not for this build. We decided that the first things first, the exhaust is backing up. And we didn't think that would do that with the shorty headers in the 2.5-inch pipe, but it sure the shit did. Because when I looked at, when I put the stuff together, I was thinking to myself, well, it's good for what it is because we're going to go turbo anyways. But then I started getting a hair in the, a stick up my butt to get this shit over a specific horsepower number. And it's kind of now turned into like an obsession. Like I need to do, this much, I got to maximize this shit because that's just the way I do it. And I'm going to learn as I go all over again. So we ended up buying a set of 3 inch and 3/4 long tube headers, which, like I said, I've done quite a bit of filming and stuff. Everything I'm telling you now, you're going to see in during the week, and it's all going to kind of make sense. But, being a naturally aspirated build, you got to be able to feed the motor. You got to give it proper CFM through an air filter, not an intercooler. Made that mistake. And, you need adequate exhaust, especially shit that moves air, and strokers move air, man. So we made a couple of mistakes on our first dyno, and the video is not going to be super, super awesome, guys, but we ain't done yet. So and that's why we're behind, it's back there and it's in freaking pieces, man. We're not behind yet. So, we're not done yet. I'm going to make equivalent power to a Coyote motor with that motor. I'm saying it. I've been doing a lot of work to make the car right. That way I can store it in the garage and pull it back out when the sun comes out. And then, finish up the exhaust. We may stay naturally aspirated with the black car just because with the addition to the coupe, it doesn't make any sense to have like 5 turbo cars. I mean, it does, but I would like to have a car that I could just key start and just drive it, have a real nice exhaust, real nice sound to it, nice little thump to it. Something I don't have to worry about running it up the tree if I flip the throttle too bad. Something I can kind of cruise. And I think the black car has been demoted enough to where that happens. So, yeah. Any cars have it? Yeah, I just said that. Thanks for the channel. You haven't awakened the dinosaurs' interest in getting the nice. See, that's what this shit's all about, man. Getting y'all interested in getting your shit off the jack stands. And that's what we're always doing. I mean, I've had this car on and off that lift about 15 times in the last month. Bassani used to make a 1 3/4 head shorty if long tubes were out of the question for this reason. So I have actual Bassani long tubes over there on the shelf. But unfortunately, they're very specific for their brand or their size motor. Pretty nice set of Bassanis that I got over here. These used to be on my 8.2 deck 363, and you can see the port difference. And this is like huge. Like this port is like freaking huge. Like being able to move some air. You know what I mean? But we do have Bassanis. Don't mind that. $1,000 headers with a big old hammer ding in it, right? Got home from Ohio late this morning. My Mustang, thanks for letting me know about Steve McBride. Weather is rough up there. Yeah. So you're the one who had the 87 convertible. So big shout to McBride Racing for doing they did a good job on your car, huh? I think you had quite a bit of work done to it, didn't you? What oil pan is on the 387? Dude, I'm going to be honest with you. Like half the parts on the 387, some shit that I don't even know. I mean, I know, but it's just like, hey, let's just throw this on there. I don't even know. It's a road racing pan of some sort. We actually had to modify the corner of the one pan because I don't even know where that damn pan came from. And it's got like the sections. You guys know what I'm talking about? It's got like the sump in the back, and then it's got the like sections that widen out. It's like, I don't know, it looks like a big whatever. It's like wider on the bottom, and then it kind of comes up into the bolts or whatever. I think it's a road racing pan. I'm not gonna lie to you. Neo just walks away like the Target lady. Moroso pan has billet ends. They're grooved, so they less prone to leak. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what, I've had nothing but bad luck with my Moroso, my pan on my 408 and my the pan in my 363. I've had to weld them up quite a bit. Are there any benefits to running tri-white headers? I couldn't answer that. If you insist on walking around so much, maybe looking into a lapel might be smart. Lapel mic. Oh. It's kind of funny you say that. I was actually looking those up this past week. I'm going to buy a GoPro 12, and it has a mic thing for it. I think that's where we're at with the channel anyways. I mean, we got a nice Yeti here, but it's got, I when I walk away, I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. Call it what you want. I'm new to the engine customization. It's stock now. I want a fun cruiser with a nice sound, like you said. Yeah, good exhaust, good camshaft, give you that. I think a water meth kit would do it well. Oh, speaking of which. So one of the items that we're going to be giving away today is just that. We are going to be giving away a water methanol kit tonight. And if you win it, there's the email. So, yeah. Big shout to Donnie B, Anderson Ford Motorsports, yet again. I'm going to be on for about another 15 or 20 minutes. Towards the end, we're going to be giving away a water methanol kit. So this is good for like boosted applications. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's about a $300 retail. And I want to thank Donnie B, once again at Anderson Ford Motorsports for that item for this year. Also want to show you something from Anderson Ford Motorsports that we had purchased, or that was actually Donnie took care of us here on the 387. We ended up buying the filter, and he ended up sending the pipe. But check this filter out for the 387. Like we were literally running like with like no filter in like this pipe. And that's what we're going to be changing on the dyno. I'm going to put that big ass filter on there in his 4-inch. This is a 4-inch Anderson Ford Anderson, yeah. 4-inch intake inlet pipe for Anderson Ford Motorsports. Something that they make over there. They do a really nice job with it. It's welded multiple times, and then it's polished up quite a bit. It's a pretty nice little piece. But we're going to be sticking this on the 387 this week, and we're actually going to start the tune over again because like I said, we still run with a MAF, so we're going to stick the MAF. The slot meter like right here in the middle. It's got like an 8 or 10 inch section here that we're going to put the MAF in, and we're going to go ahead and mount this thing on with the better throttle body. So we figured we would match the 4-inch, which this runs about 1140 CFM. It's about 30% more than that little pipe we got down there. So we're going to definitely be getting some air to our intake now. And we actually going to put our 90 millimeter throttle body on it too. So it's going to be pretty awesome. So big shout to Donnie at Anderson Ford Motorsports. Check this out. They even sent us like the hole that the pipe goes through. They even sent us the little plastic ring to put it in the hole. So like the pipe doesn't, bang against the metal or whatever. Because that's custom fit. The Anderson power pipes have been around since the 90s. These things are badass for naturally aspirated builds for sure. Like this is a must. This is a 4-inch one. They have a 3.5-inch one. I think he even sells a 3-inch one, but I don't even think he does 3. I think it's 3.5 and 4. And these things run you about $200-$300. Well worth the money. It's custom fit for a fox body to come right out the one little hole that's got the little plastic on it right there on the passenger skirt. So big shout out to Donnie. We got a 90 millimeter throttle body that's we're going to be matching to that for the 387. So you see, we got some shit going on, man. If you follow us on Facebook, we just posted pictures of the install of the headers. So it's going to be pretty fire. I mean, you have plenty of air inlet and plenty of exhaust outlet. We have a B31 in the, that's a camshaft that we got from Anderson Ford Motorsports probably about, 5, 6, 7 years ago. What's up, Dan Robinson? Good to see you, brother. Let me just think here. Let me go back through the chat here. All right. So that's what's up right now. Like I would have been able to let you guys hear the fire up on the black car, but with the new headers on it, it's going to sound different. And like I said, I mean, what do you guys think? You think I should leave that? How much horsepower does that 387 have to make to leave it naturally aspirated? And should I leave it naturally aspirated? And just have fun with it. I mean, you can get in a whole lot of trouble with a decently built, naturally aspirated motor. What do you guys think? I mean, We already got a couple boosted cars to begin. I can tell you right now, it ain't 444 Tippy. My Mustang dyno, y'all know, y'all been seeing me dyno for years on that thing. That thing greedy, man. It'd be taking my horsepower and just throwing it out the window. But dyno's just a tool. It's effective and it lets me tune my car. So I don't really care. Leave it NA and enjoy the heck out of it. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking a good 400 wheel is mission accomplished. Like Mustang, I can tell you right now, when I was talking to Donnie B, he said, bro, I've had Gen 1s and Gen 2s coming here that make 370 wheel. They make 360 wheel. He actually did a whole playlist on his car only making like 360 or 370 wheel. I mean, I guess it just depends on the dyno and it depends on the weather or whatever, but I think a good 400 wheel is something to, kind of hang your hat on and have a whole bunch of damn fun with it, especially if it's naturally aspirated, right? Like in 400 wheel in a damn fox body, that shit is fun. Do I think I can get 500 NA? No. To get 500 NA would be something with big cam, bigger heads. I mean, we got trick flow 170s on this motor that were secondhand that had a little bit of mild port going on. We had a B31 cam that's only a 218, 228 duration, so it's not even that big of a camshaft. I mean, we didn't fly cut our pistons. We did this shit kind of on a budget. You know what I mean? I didn't expect to make any sort of decent number, really, for that matter. I just wanted to see if it would actually run and work, first of all, and then I was just going to boost the shit out of it and not even care. But then now I'm kind of getting to the point to where, like, man, it's be really cool if we made a specific number on this for what's in it and what you guys sees in the motor. I mean, it'd be kind of cool to see 400 wheel for sure. You know what I mean? Shit. I want to see what that budget stroker will make on boost. I don't know. I don't blame you. Tire size is a 315, 35, 17. It would be a great cruiser, but you'll miss that blow off valve. Well, then I'll just get in the white car. You ain't that. Damn it, Dave. Damn it. You're right. I know you're right. Damn it. Now, for real though, Jimmer, 500 wheel is something like that's a well-built 408. 427. I think that's about where my buddy Mark Turner was at roughly with his build last year. And we're talking, some of the best trick flow heads you can get, solid roller camshaft. I mean, some big boy shit right there. You know what I mean? To get 500 wheel. No joke. When you have extra turbo, you're right. I mean, we're gonna put a turbo on the 387. It's just not yet. And I have used for the headers that I bought anyway, so it wasn't like money lost. I didn't throw money at the car just to make a number. You know what I mean? I'll be sending you a video this week of the car had laptop issues. The universe is fighting. It's fighting everybody right now with all the snow, bro. Yeah, we have nitrous. We don't have a supercharger kit, but we have nitrous and we have multiple turbo kits that we can put on it. So I've already cammed my 86 for the second time, blew up the first. I've already cammed my 86 for the second time. Blew up the first. What do you mean by that, bro? B31 is a small cam for a stroker. You could go, yeah. The problem with the 387 build is unless you did, like with it being factory forged pistons, here's what I'm saying. If you was to build the 387 and do some shit like we're doing here, if you was to find a set of stock pistons that were for a 302 forged and had valve reliefs in them, you could put whatever cylinder head you really want on it. One of the biggest downfalls of building what I did is it was zero deck, and I didn't cut any fly cuts in the pistons. Being that the trick flow, the twisted wedge design actually kind of helped us quite a bit because we didn't have to cut them at all. But I would think that trick flow 190s, like a nice, like decently ported set of 190s, or maybe even are the 11R are the 11Rs inline, or are they? Those are twisted, aren't they? Those have the wedge design, right? You see where I'm going with this? Because you can not have to mess with the pistons, get all the compression you want for the most part, and just put a good head on it, cylinder head. But I can't go up past like 230 duration. Me and Donnie talked about this quite a bit. We're like, well, we good? No, yes. It's frozen. Hey man, let me tell you what, it's been some months. I mean, I know I haven't live streamed all that much last in December, but it's been a while since we've had a good freeze. It's usually when I kick the table. I'm gonna be honest with you, my laptop Cat 5 cable comes loose all the time, so whatever. I got it kind of like knotted right now. It's kind of ridiculous. Oh, no, all right, here we go. So if it's going to be a specific number, it's going to be 420. We'll see. I think you'll hit 4. Shit. It would never get a turbo then, Paul. Let's be honest, man. I'm just being honest. I'm humbled by these numbers, guys, but some of y'all, one of y'all in this chat hit the number on the head. I'm throwing a P600B on mine. That's an old school one. I've had one for a while, or I had one a long time ago. Hopefully over 400. Not sure how boost is it. Yeah, so P600B will definitely should see about 400, 420 wheel, depending on how much boost you run, brother. There's something nice about any build that runs hard with the immediate. Yeah, that's what I was looking to hopefully make. What's up, Lamar? Good to see you, man. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up on the internet. I want to see a video of you in the car making blowout valve noises. I'll probably do that on like some TikTok, like whoops, whoops. I'm doing it right now. Whoops, whoops. Is that good enough, Dave? That's turbo back pressure right there. That's not enough wastegate, or the blowout's holding open. Yeah, for 500 horsepower, you're pushing compression. Yeah, so that's right. What up, dude? It's good to see you, Jason. NA every day and twice on Sundays. I got you. High compression like 14-1. So yeah, you start getting into 500 wheel on a push rod, you're definitely got some money in your motor. I mean, you're talking 427, 408, high compression, 14-1, 13-1. Solid roller, big heads, 240s, trick flow 240s, AFR 225s, ported, some sort of shit. I mean, you got money in your motor. For what we got in this, if we can see 400 wheel, not giving anything away, but it's a freaking win. .500 horsepower NA is about 8,000. That's what my 408 made. To the wheels or to the crank? So that's everything I'm talking about is to the wheels, guys, not to the crank. Oh shit, I'm way behind here. You're back pissed. Psst. Oh, okay. What's the horsepower difference between a 306 and a 331? The horsepower potential is pretty big. That's the best thing to say about that BBQ. Barbecue. JB's Garage. Yes, we are. We're throwing a stick shift event. Sick week drag and drive stick class with the street car. No, we're gonna do drag and drives next year. I actually want to hold my own with a conglomerate of a handful of other people, because you don't just do drag and drive by yourself. Like, it takes a group of people to do it. But I talked about it on Facebook already. So do we just to answer your question real quick, Jason, I want to do drag and drives here in Northeast Ohio, and it'd be like a weekend warrior thing where we start on like Friday afternoon and we end on Sunday night. But getting the final track to be open on Sunday night, we'd have to figure something out. So I think that would be cool. I got new KYB coilovers from the front installed, Stifler frame connectors, torque box reinforcements, and some new poly. Yeah, they do good work, man, for sure. I would 100%, encourage anybody to bring in there. How much difference do you think a set of 225? How much difference do you think a set of 275 50s will make instead of a 275 60s? What do you mean, on the dyno? Taller tire? I think, isn't it taller tire is less horsepower? I can't remember. My experience with NA Stroker 347 3-inch full exhaust made big difference with a 4-inch power pipe ported System X. So how much of a difference are you talking, Chris? Because that's kind of where we're at right now. Like, we're seriously, we're about to put that on. So when we go back to the dyno this week for the second video, it'll have long tubes on it. Obviously, we fixed our axle, and then we're going to see how much power the difference was between the shorties and the long tubes, which is going to be really good data for y'all. And then we're going to start the tune all over again, because the slot meter that we use is only good for the tune that we got in there is good for the 3-inch pipe. So since we're going to a 4-inch pipe, we got to start, the MAF transfer is going to be different. So, we're going to have to start the tune pretty much all over again. Here's the thing. Now going back to what I was saying earlier, real quick, when we were adding timing to our 387 during the dyno, like usually on an NA build, you start timing and you start building your fuel 24 degrees. That's not high. 26 degrees. You start dialing your AFR in. As soon as we started adding some timing, it just wouldn't make any more power. So something was wrong. Something was backing up. Something was not getting enough air. So when you start adding timing and then you're not going anywhere, you start going backwards, then there's a restriction somewhere or there's something wrong. And it's kind of the same thing with boost. Like when you keep adding boost, and you're not really gaining any horsepower, then you're either out of turbo or you don't have enough exhaust. You see what I mean? So I already knew that shit. I kind of applied that from my, from the turbo stuff that we've done to the naturally aspirated stuff. And that's why we went out and got an intake pipe. Actually Donnie B donated that to the 387 build. So big shout out to him at Anderson Ford Motorsports. We're going to use it for a while, and then we'll decide what we're going to do with it afterwards. If we did anything, we would give it back to the channel if we didn't use it, or Donnie to give back to somebody else. But we really think that if we open it up, we'll know right off the bat when the car starts responding to timing. So 24 degrees ain't shit, and that's what's in the tune right now. And then we started adding timing. Like I said, we had to dial it back because it just was restricted. So we're gonna see if that shit means something this week. So Dan, what do you think the percentage loss is in the drive shit? 20%. About 18, probably about 16 to 18%. On a twin disc, it's probably less. It's probably around 15. But you figure there's probably 2 or 3%, maybe 4% in a limited slip differential with the clutch packs. I mean, there's people that would argue that on the, because the wheels are in motion on the dyno with the drum, but the wheels still need to move the drum. So there's going to be parasitic loss between the clutch and through the driveline and through the actual axle. So there's going to be a little bit there. Are we frozen? Somebody say that. Oh no, we're good. 300 CFM heads on that setup with right peripherals will make 450 wheel, no problem. We hope. I mean, maybe not on our dyno. Like I said, my dyno is greedy. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. There's a track in Jefferson County that opened on Sunday. I was just talking about you, Mark Turner, with your 550 wheel naturally aspirated build. Crazy, probably more than that now. We were just talking about, somebody had mentioned 500 wheel on my 387. I'm like, it's no damn way. 500 wheel on Mark Turner's monster motor, maybe. Bruce Dye, it wore the cam journal, so I need to go back to the stock cam. Lots of money into that place. Motor teach me more about mass air. I appreciate your videos, buddy. Buddy and I build on our fox bodies all the time, and we're in Ohio also. I'm sure we will see each other around. Hell yeah, man. Come up and say hello, man. I appreciate you. I also appreciate everybody for stopping in tonight. I mean, I was going to kick off at like an hour, but we're going to go ahead and give this shit away. So this is what we got this week. About a $300 retail. If you guys aren't going to use it, don't go in on it. It's a Mr. Freeze Anderson methanol kit. If you have a supercharger, this would really work out really well for you. If you have like a P600 or not P600B, somebody said that today. If you got a supercharger build, this would definitely help you. This would help you on any boosted application for the most part. But if you're not sure what a Mr. Freeze Anderson Ford Motorsports Mr. Freeze kit is, this is what we're giving away this week. So this is kind of part of the Fox Days of Christmas stuff that we had talked about doing the longest time. So we're just going to give away stuff on the live stream. Clifton Thomas, good evening, everyone. Question, 331 stroker or 347? Which would you much better for drag or NA? I would probably go with the 331. I ain't got nothing against the 347, but 331s have tend to be super, super, super good. I mean, for me, should be over 600 wheel now. Nice. So you guys know Mark Turner's got a 427, and just like he's kind of like the example I was talking about earlier. You know, got a lot of money in the motor, got a lot of thought, a lot of machine work. You know, it can be done. So. The point series looks like an animal this year. So we're trying to get Liberty Gears involved, Jason. So I'm talking to Liberty Gears about a gear set. We're going to be giving away, if you guys don't know what he's talking about, we're doing a stick shift point series with Stripper Glitter and D-Team again this year for 8 races. 4 front halves, 3 back halves, and in a mid-track, they call it. So how it works is you come to the stick shift events and you win some points, and at the end of the year, you win a T56 Magnum. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to collaborate with the channel and the brand with Liberty Gears to get a face-plated certificate, which means that second place would get a $3,000 face-plated certificate that they would get, they could take their transmission, their T56 or their TKX or whatever to Liberty and get it face-plated. So I think that's going to be really cool. And then we're also going to try to work in with Mickey Thompson. We're in the talks with Mickey Thompson right now for 2 races as being part of the partial sponsors for the stick shift class 2. So I'm out there hustling, man. On top of the point series, we got Ford Takeover I got to deal with this year. I gotta raise the I don't know. I gotta talk to some people. I don't think I'm going to be able to the only way I'm going to be able to run 32 cars through the Ford Takeover and still pay out well is to raise the buy-in to 150. I think 150 just under covers the $5,000 that I need, because trying to get sponsors, it's not working out super well. Unless you do the right head and cam on a 347, then it would make more power given the same RPM. That's the guy to ask. My Dart 427 build with carb to pan was $16,000, but it's all got real good parts in it. Hell yeah. Not cheap, brother. It's a good series for anyone looking for good races at some good tracks with a hell of an environment. Hell yeah. All right, so we're going to give away the Mr. Freeze kit. So I haven't figured out the hashtag yet, so just wait a second. Is a 331, 347 the same 5.4 rod? I think the 347 pulls the piston under the cylinder. That's correct. That's no replacement for displacement. 4-inch power works as advertised. It ran with an SCT 2600 map. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do, Chris. I think that's going to run really well. It's going to be, we're going to go from 750 to like 1100 CFM on the intake. So it should get all that air in the intake that I need. So. All right, so hashtag freeze. Since it's a Mr. Freeze kit, we're going to go with hashtag freeze. That's for the Anderson Ford Motorsports. Don't spam, please. You'll be ignored. Only go in on it if you're going to use it, please. AKA, if you have a boost application, you might want to go in on it because it'll definitely help you out. I mean, if you wanted to use it, it's about like I said, it's about a $300 retail. I'm not really sure. If you had any more questions or concerns about it, you can definitely call up Donnie B over at Anderson Ford Motorsports, and he'll give you a little more information on it. But it's brand new in a box. It's never been opened. I've actually had it here in the shop for, we were going to give it away for earlier in the year last year, but I just figured I'd give it away in Christmas or whatever. So, yep. But we'll give this away, and then we'll talk a little shit at the end and roll out. But I love coming. I love coming on the live stream and just talking car shit. I mean, it's kind of nice to, I film so much to try to bring you guys some content. You know what I mean? Even though it may or may not be relevant to some of y'all's builds, but there's not a whole lot of fox body builds that I ain't done when it comes to push rod stuff. I would, but if it were me after open up exhaust and intake track, I would put something like 9. Yeah, that's what we were talking about. But I don't think I can run much duration just because I put cheapo stock pistons in it. So can only run so much. Yeah, it's a pretty nice setup, bro. So I'm still trying to get some more shop swag for y'all. We ran out of banners, but I think I still owe somebody one. I think there's 3 over at the other shop, and they don't have names on them. So I'm gonna have a couple shop swag banners to give away next week. I think we're gonna give away something. We're going to give away something pretty significant next week. Well, we're going to probably have Hanlon on this channel next week. We're going to be talking about 351 and Coyote swaps. So we're going to go pound for pound with them. And then we're going to talk the thing that Hanlon, the couple items that Hanlon donated to the channel, we're going to give away next week. So I think it's better to do it this way. I really did like the way we did it with the grins and shit. In 2022, I had a lot of fun doing the Fox Days of Christmas in 2022, 2023. 2022, 2021. But it just got really, I must have gave away 35 items in 2022, and it's just overwhelming. It took me like 3 weeks to get everything out, 2 weeks, and then, because I'm just busy. It's just there's some big shit that's going on, so. I absolutely appreciate all the content. Help me decide on my next build. I appreciate you, man. All right, here we go. I'm going to scroll up and just pick somebody. If it doesn't go dumb on me. Come on. David Willis. Congratulations, brother. You won the Anderson methanol kit. David Willis is all. Yeah, you're also a channel member, man. I appreciate you, dude. Appreciate you for being on the channel. Hell yeah, man. Congratulations. Dave's kind of a quiet guy. He'll be sitting in chat and not even know he's there. He's gonna be he down there in Tennessee. I think you're down over by Ford Takeover, aren't you? Been on the channel a long time. I think that's the first thing you've ever won, isn't it? I don't think you've won anything in Fox Days of Christmas either. Shit, I gave away like 60 items in 2 years. Nice, man. Much deserved. I know you'll put it to use, brother. Just don't use it for when you race against me. I'll poke a hole in the plastic if that's the case. I'll put a little drill hole in there, you know, so you find out. You'd be leaking stuff on the track and automatically lose. I'm just kidding. What do you use for a race suit? I'm about to invest. Double insulated. Just whatever at Summit. Always double insulated. I'm trying to come home to my kids. And I try to make it so I have the face shield. I don't know if you guys know Lyle Barnett. I watched him on the fastest car. Was it like the fastest street cars or that show on Netflix? So David, you know how to get a hold of me, right? You know, Neo Mustangs at Hotmail. Just hit me up on the email, or just hit me up on one of the social medias, whatever. Let me know your yeah. You're welcome, man. I'm sure, I don't know, Donnie B's probably hiding in there somewhere. But anyways, double insulated. If you didn't notice that I have face mask, and when I hit my draggy, I always flip my lid down. If you guys ever seen Lyle Barnett and Beer Money, you know, definitely, you know, you can learn from people who race and who are very successful at stuff, because he was in a pretty, you know, terrible accident, and I can't get it out of my head. He had mentioned that he didn't flip his lid down, or, you know, his face shield when he was racing, when he wrecked, and it ended up burning his face. And he said, if I'd have just had the shield down, I wouldn't have burned my face. And you know, you learn from people's mistakes, or, you know, bad fortune. And you know, I'll never forget that. Ever since I watched that Netflix series, and I'm pretty sure that's probably why he told that story, is to maybe one day it not happen to somebody else. So I know he's not watching or whatever, but that was you know, that took a special place in my repertoire when I'm getting ready to race. Last thing I do, put my glove on, hit the draggy, put my glove on, flip my lid, race. Anyways, just a reminder that you have to tune for methanol. That's correct. So anyways, any more other questions? We've been on the channel about an hour and 20. I wasn't going to be on that long, but you know, when we start talking some foxbody shit with foxbody friends, guys, you know, we just get to talking, man. So I appreciate the guys tonight with the super stickers, Semper and Apollo. I appreciate you guys for donating to the channel. If you guys are curious, you know, you guys are interested in giving something back, the stuff that I do on the channel, stuff, money I make on the channel stays in the channel to do stuff like this. There's a join button below. Check that out. It's in all my videos. Appreciate those guys in green. You get an icon. There's the guys in green are the guys that are in my membership, and I'm pretty active in there, and they can probably tell you that themselves right here in chat. So I do talk quite a bit in there. I'll take that, and I'll buy a double insulated. Yeah, definitely the head sock, double insulated suit, gloves, shoes. It's worth the investment. At least I know if I get hit and if I get in an accident, at least I know I'm covered, at least for the few minutes that it takes to get the fire out. So Lyle's a good dude. Sending my rear rims to him this week. You know, tell him that you heard what I said, man. Tell him that Neo said that you know, from watching his Netflix series, I learned that I need to make sure that my helmet lid is down, and I'm wearing the head sock. So big shout to him. I'm excited to see more black car content. See you all again. I appreciate you stopping in, Jimmer. You know, once again, guys, you know, I bring stuff to the what do you say? Cam was a gift. What is it? Oh. Just a 302 Ranger. Ain't nothing wrong with a 302 Ranger, bro. I was just laying under a rusty one this past week. Anyways, guys, I bring this content to the channel to get you guys motivated, get your shit off the jack stands, and that's really what pretty much, everything that I do here on the channel is no different than what I would be doing. I just get to put it on the internet. And I'm humbled by the fact that you guys come in here and watch me, sit here and listen to me talk for an hour and a half. Next week, we're definitely going to have something for you. We're going to be bringing out the dyno video this week, the fixes and the adjustments, because nothing ever goes right the first time, but we did do well, and I'm not going to say that we didn't. I think you guys are going to be super happy to see what we got going on with this 387. Then we're going to finish the week out with the same thing. We're going to go back to the dyno, see if there was actually a difference made. I think this is some information that you guys are definitely going to have I'm having a bunch of fun with it. I'm having a bunch of fun with it, but at some point I got to put that shit, on the back burner, and I got to get back on this white car because we got some races coming up, and I got to get back on the coupe because the coupes, our parts are starting to come in, and I got to get ready for that. But anyways, I appreciate you guys for stopping in today. Appreciate you guys talking some stuff with me here on the channel. Once again, we're going to be giving away, we're going to be with Hanlon. Like I said, we're going to be with Hanlon Motorsports next week. We're going to be 351 Windsor versus Coyote Swap. I know you guys aren't going to want to miss that. And we're going to actually be giving away the stuff that Hanlon donated to the channel for the Fox Days of Christmas. So, be there or be square, hell yeah. So anyways, if you guys got any more questions, you're watching this afterwards, I'm always checking my comments on my live stream. So if you have any questions or concerns of your Fox body parts or car related, hit me up, let me know. But yeah, fun fact, my local machinist bought Ron Fox Lake's old. Oh, nice. So anyways, I hope you guys all have a good night. Stay warm. If you're in the north, it's getting really cold out. And I appreciate you guys for stopping in. We'll see you soon in the videos this week. Thanks for stopping. Have a good night.